Missing and murdered indigenous women and girls, members of the Native community, say it's not just a crisis, it's also a data crisis. It's why they're working to improve the reporting of these crimes. King 5's Michael Crowe reports.
The issue is personal for Esther Lucero.
It's definitely a personal issue, and I think that at our launch event here at the Seattle Indian Health Board, I shared a personal story.
The story of her auntie, who was murdered when Esther was 10. She's CEO of the Seattle Indian Health Board, and her family's story illustrates a pressing issue for the Native community: missing and murdered indigenous women and girls. A new report from the research section of the Health Board found 5,700 reported cases of missing and murdered indigenous women and girls in 2016, but for a number of reasons, only 116 of them logged in the federal NamUs database.
We're missing the opportunity to capture this data. And without data, then it's very challenging to get political systems and government institutions to respond with resources to address the problem.
So the Health Board wants to turn anecdotes of tragedy in their community into hard data. They're training people now on how to enter cases into the database to help the numbers reflect their experiences.
If we can demonstrate that community is really committed to changing the story that's captured within these data systems, we can then initiate and mobilize police systems to be responsive to those issues. And then I think we can address the political systems to be responsive as well.
Michael Crowe, King 5 News.
And the Health Board has a guide to entering data. You can get it by texting the word report to 206-448-4545.